What's going on YouTube? This is Ravage again, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Soundwave. And while we're at it, we've got his little minions here, Ravage and Rumble. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how the gimmick works with the little data disk minions. So real quick here, we're going to take a look at these little guys. It's very simple. Ravage, Rumble. You get Rumble over here, who is blue, and Ravage over here, who is black. And yeah, there's not really a whole lot to it. We're gonna take a look at the back here. You can see they each have their own little tech spec wavelength here, and they have a little BIOS. So let's read that real quick. Ravage rarely speaks, and when he does, it is often only to recite some war and peace of Decepticon dogma. In contrast, Decepticon Rumble never shuts up. He issues a constant stream of sarcastic patter designed to provoke enemy and friend alike to violence. They couldn't be more different, but both are totally loyal to their master's Soundwave. And as you can see, they have their data disk modes, which pop into the little cases here that come with the figures. And you can see the pretty cool looking graphics up there from the video game. And yeah, that's pretty much it for those guys. Let's move on to Soundwave. And this guy looks pretty cool, I have to say. I definitely am already liking him a bit better than the Deluxe. He looks to be a bit more well put together. His paint job looks nice. And yeah. Let's see what he's got going on here. He also has some tech specs, very high intelligence, high skill, all that good stuff that we're pretty used to with Soundwave. Data disk figures eject and auto convert. Laserbeak data disk figure included. Communications truck mode. So yeah, pretty standard stuff. Let's see. Let's check out his bio. Soundwave has spent centuries making himself indispensable to the Decepticon cause. His body is packed with electronic communications gear. He is capable of teasing even the faintest transmission out of the microwave background, cracking the toughest quantum code, and jamming the most powerful signal. Together with his minions, he is one of the most effective weapons in the Decepticon arsenal. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see there's some cool artwork on the side here. And he's got Laserbeak purchased on his shoulder there. Although, from what I hear, you can't actually plug Laserbeak in anywhere on this guy. But that's all right. We'll see what happens when we get it all open. And as you can see, he's got the rest of his minions hanging out here. We got Rumble, Frenzy, Ravage, and Ratbat. And I don't know. It really depends on how this review goes, whether or not I'm going to get the other two minions. But we'll see. In the meantime, let's get this guy open and check him out. Okay, guys, so here he is, Fall of Cybertron, or Generations Soundwave, in vehicle mode. And this guy's pretty big. I know he's just a Voyager, but the vehicle definitely comes out a little bit bigger than your average Voyager class figure, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. And we'll just do a quick size comparison here with his original counterpart, the War for Cybertron Soundwave. And as you can see, he's quite a bit larger. Quite a bit larger. But overall, they're the same basic design. You can see how they are quite similar. And as you can see, the Voyager here has quite a few. It's decently painted. I'll give it that much right off the bat. It's definitely got some decent paint apps to it. In no mode does it feel really barren or blank like some of the recent figures have seemed. And overall, it's a nice design. It feels solid. Nothing feels shaky or hollow or flimsy on it, and that's definitely a step in the right direction. So we're going to go ahead and show very quickly the features here, and yes, there are features in vehicle mode. So for starters, the front of the car just pops open just like that. And as you can see, there's Laserbeak sitting right in there. And you can, in fact, do the gimmick, which I may not show in this mode. You just push this lever forward. It'll basically bring the whole front of the car forward, and hopefully pop Laserbeak here out. But I'm actually going to hold on to that for the robot mode, but just to show it does in fact work in vehicle mode. Yeah. So Soundwave does roll pretty well. All of 4 of his wheels are the just the friction clips that hold them in, but he does roll well. There's no problem here. No real problem with clearance. He's got a good, maybe I'll say 2 millimeters of clearance off the floor or the ground or wherever you're rolling him. This little front piece can be a bit floppy, at least on mine. And sometimes the little door does not like to stay closed, so just keep an eye out for that. There we go. It's just stick out like that. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and transform this guy. And to do that, we're just gonna take his gun right off the top here, and come along to the back, and just kind of pull his legs out, just like this. You can hear the ratchets going on there. His little feet are gonna flip out, and we're just gonna take the wheel panel and just kind of twist it around until it locks into place on both sides there. Alright. Okay, so once you have the legs all set, then you want to come around to the back of the vehicle mode and just kind of pull this whole top panel up, and then we're just going to kind of push it down this way and then fold it up just like so. And then this will get, you can see it's on a little track here, and you just want to kind of push it forward to sort of make this piece a little more solid. And that's just going to pretty much stay like that for now. You can go ahead and unclip his waist, you can see here, and then it's going to swing around and clip back up into the underside of the torso. Now that you've got that done, you just want to pull these top flaps up and then come around and separate his arms and just kind of unplug those from the body, and they're on this little sort of hinged piece, and they're just gonna go up like that. Unplug it, you can see it's down, just pull it up and push it against the body. Get the hand out of the way. These wheels are gonna go just move around to the back like that. Arms are gonna come down, and then you just want to push these back in, and they will click into place. Now we can pull his hands out, and he does in fact, there we go, and he does have rotating wrists, which is a plus. And you can take his weapon and just plug it into his shoulder here. And like I said, that sometimes wants to just pop open. But yeah, here we have Soundwave in robot mode, and as you can see, it's decent looking. Yeah, nothing really that terrible about this guy, and I was kind of worried at first, but I found that's my fears have not really been warranted. You can see his head sculpt there. It's a very nice head sculpt, very Soundwavy. He has a rotating head, which is hindered right now by his gun, but if you take that off, his head can rotate. It's pretty stiff, but it can indeed. Plug that right back on there. His arms can go right around at the shoulder and up and down. He's got a bicep hinge as well as a lower bicep swivel. Ratcheting elbows, and they are legit ratchets. They're not just the soft plastic ratchets. You can hear them clicking. His hands can kind of move up and down due to his transformation, and he has a wrist swivel as well. No waist swivel due to transformation. His hips are on sort of a universal swivel joint. It can go all over the place. He has a lower thigh swivel and very nice ratcheting knees. And his feet can move up and down a little bit. That's pretty much the articulation. So we're going to just go ahead and check out the Gimmick. So before I forget, I figured I'd do a quick size comparison here. This is the War for Cybertron Soundwave, and as you can see, he's quite a bit smaller. But one interesting thing to note is that their transformations are exactly the same. They are dead on, pretty much the same transformation. So if you own this guy, you know exactly what you're getting into with this one. So that's just an interesting side note. Also, you don't get this gun with the larger Soundwave. You do, however, get Laserbeak, so you know that's not too terrible a trade-off. Okay, so for Soundwave's Gimmick, basically what you do is, and you can have him do it as well, you can see he's got his, this hand is sculpted so that he has kind of a one finger pointing out, and that is so that he can reach up here and press his own button. How about that? Boop, 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 boop. And so once you have the door open, you can see a disc in here. What you do is you come back to the plunger here, and this is going to be a little bit difficult because, well, it really does take two hands, and I'm going to try and do it for you as best I can. You just push the plunger forward, and it pops out the disc. And the self-transformation gimmick does not always work, but I'm going to try and recreate it here for you. There we go. So when he pops out of the chest, he's supposed to just pop out like this. And I'll just show you really quickly Laserbeak here. Very easy to transform back and forth, but you just get this little disc. Very nice. And then there's a little button on the back of each disc, and when you press that, it basically self-transforms. And it got caught up in my hand, but it's never done that before, so, and I've done this quite a few times. But as you can see, it's pretty decent looking Laserbeak. Yeah, I don't know, like, it's nothing crazy, but it gets the job done. The only real downside is, as you can see, there's really nothing on Laserbeak here to attach him to Soundwave. So if you're gonna try and like perch him on Soundwave's arm, you're really just gonna have to balance him. It can be done, just not in any secure way. So yeah, here we have Rumble and Ravage, who actually is trying to transform. Here we have Ravage, and we're just going to let him fall and do his thing. And he turns into some kind of rodent. So alright, so they do transform most of the way by themselves. Sometimes they just need a little bit, you know, pulling out the legs or whatever. And there we have Ravage. And we'll get a close-up look at him. And you can see he's kind of a cat shape. You know, the gimmick is not perfect, but I'll take this over a mech tech weapon or a powerizer weapon any day, honestly. Because you get Ravage there, and you can just kind of have him hop around. He looks a little bit to me like, I don't know, how old any of you guys are, but if any of you are familiar with Mystery Science Theater, if you've seen the Attack of the Killer Shrews, this reminds me of a killer shrew. I'll get you. But yeah, that's Ravage there. A little bit floppy, and he's kind of a panel with legs. But here we have Rumble, and we'll see if we can't get this guy to... there we go. He's transformed! So yeah, Rumble pops out like this, and all you gotta do is really fold his arms down and pop his little feet out. And he's ready to go. He's got a little face going on there, and a little Decepticon symbol. And it's kind of a shame. I think they could have actually like molded the pile drivers maybe into his arms up here, so you could just, or vice versa. But it looks like, I mean, his hands obviously are meant to possibly hold something, so maybe they'll have attachable pile drivers at some point in the future. Who knows? But for now, that's Rumble. Not really any I mean, he's got knees, and you can kind of spread his legs out, but they're spring-loaded, so they just pop right back. He does have sort of ball-jointed arms, but they can really only swivel. They can't really do too much. These figures are more for the gimmick than for anything else, and for what they are, they're pretty cute. So you just transform them back just like this. Just like this. Oh, there we go. Depth perception is not easy when you're looking through a camera lens. And so you come up with these guys. And I'm going to try and do Ravage, but he is the most difficult to transform back into his disc mode as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this done without breaking anything. There we go. We got it. Yeah, so you've got these guys, and Ravage and Rumble each come with one of these sweet little disc holders, so you can store them in there. Or, see, just like that. It's got a little hole in the back, so you can push them out of there as well. So you can open this up and pop them out and have them auto transform. So they do come with those. But you can also store up to 3 of them at once inside Soundwave here. Now when you do that, his plunger does tend to stick out pretty far out the back. But normally, if you don't have any in there, his back is actually pretty flat. And that's pretty cool. I mean, so it's not like you have this huge plunger sticking out no matter what. And it just sticks out a little bit if you have one guy in there, say Laserbeak, because unfortunately the set here, Soundwave and Laserbeak, does not come with a little holder for his disc mode. Now the only big problem with these is it's sometimes very difficult to get them in Soundwave's chest, because they want to just get caught on every little thing. But once you get them in, they're in. And you can see just like that. You close it up, and then boom, and boom, and it didn't do it. So, like I said, the transformation gimmick can be dodgy at times. But overall, it's a really cool gimmick. I think the toy itself is pretty good. I mean, he's really big for if you're trying to keep him in scale, but you know, he's really more about the gimmick than anything else. And the gimmick, it's a little iffy, but I think it works well enough. And it's definitely cool to have a Soundwave that can shoot discs out of his chest that sometimes transform.
So that's going to do it for this review. I want to thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. And definitely comment. Let me know what you guys think. Give this video a like if you found it helpful or informative. And definitely keep on subscribing so you guys know what else I have coming down the line. For those of you that are still waiting on the Bruticus review, it is coming. I have recorded it a few times now. I just haven't been happy with the results because either I can't keep the thing together or I'm just raging the whole time at what a piece of junk it is. You know, spoiler alert. But once I have something I'm happy with, I will definitely get that thing uploaded and out to you guys. And I am sorry to keep you waiting on that. But in the meantime, thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.